What's up, guys? So today we are going to be making some paper poinsettia flowers. I love paper flowers and I'm so excited to be able to finally make a paper flower template for you guys. And I hope you like it as much as I do. So head over to my blog and grab the free template file. I will link it in the description down below. And once you've got that file, make sure you unzip it and upload it into Cricut Design Space. Now, once you do that, you're just going to load it right into Cricut Design Space. And it is a large file because of all these different score lines on it. So it may take a moment to load. Now, I've already sized this to make like a medium-sized flower. So if you want to make it bigger, you're more than welcome to do so. Just know that if you make it any bigger than this, you might have some problems with the leaves here because this is already sized to cut in a 12 by 12. So if you are going to be making this bigger, you might have to do a larger than mat, which I won't cover in this video, but you might need to do that in order to make a larger flower for this. But with the way it is here, all you need is 8.5 by 11 and a 12 by 12 for the leaf itself. Or you can just use all 12 by 12, whatever you have on hand there. All right, so I have tried to make this nice and simple for you guys. I have grouped these lines here. So you'll see one is called poinsettia flower, and then there's a cut, poinsettia flower, cut, poinsettia flower, cut. And basically what these poinsettia flower layers are all these little score lines, okay? So it's all set up for you, but we do need to do a few things to tell Cricut what each of these layers are and what it should be doing with them, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is ungroup everything and just hit that one time, okay? Because if you hit it more than one time, what it's going to do is it's going to separate all these score lines, and we don't want to do that. We want to keep that together as one piece. So you're going to grab that first row and the second. They're already organized for you. And you are going to attach these two layers. And what that does is basically it tells Cricut that these score lines belong to this layer. Okay, so when it goes to cut out this layer for the flower petals, it's going to score on these petals and not on a different layer. So like it's not going to score on the leaves or the smaller layer here. It knows that it needs to score on this specific layer. All right, and you are going to attach each of these as well. Okay, so this one's telling the green layer that the green score lines need to be attached to the green layer. And then finally, you're going to do the same thing to the smallest layer here. The smallest red layer here, and we're going to attach that as well. Awesome. Now, we also need to tell Cricut that these score lines are not to be cut, because right now you'll notice that these score lines are set to cut. We don't want them to cut because it's going to cut up our flower. So we're going to change these layers to score. And you'll know you've done this right because you will see some dotted lines. Yeah, so that one was that layer down there. I'm going to score this one here. And we're going to score this one here. Awesome. So you'll notice now that all of them are dotted lines, which is exactly what we're looking for. Okay. And that's pretty much it in terms of what we need to prep when you go ahead and make it. Awesome. So it is going to sort everything for you, and you'll notice that you've got it's sorted by color. So this is the gold layer, we've got the green layer, and the two red layers here, and they're all separated out to fit. Okay. Now the green layer, you'll notice that it's kind of past the 12 by 12 marker here. So what I'm actually going to do is rotate this. And then just kind of move that around the mat so that it will fit on a 12 by 12 mat. And there we go. So now you'll see that it fits on that 12 by 12. So even though it's telling you, you're going to cut it on a 12 by 24, you don't need to put it on a 12 by 24 mat. Just throw in a green cardstock that's 12 by 12 on a 12 by 12 mat and it'll cut out just fine. Now I did cut these out on heavy cardstock setting. If you're using like a texturized cardstock, you actually have to use a little bit more pressure. So you can run that through twice, or you can just try it with the more pressure and see how that turns out. All right, so let's cut these all out, and I will see you at the assembly table so we can put it together. All right, so we have cut out all our layers. There's our green leaf layer. We've got our little gold layer. Got our large leaves, large flower petals, and our smaller flower petals. So it's super easy to put together. You're gonna start with the bottom. You're gonna lay this on top however you like it. And then what I'm using here is these are little adhesive squares. So I'm gonna grab one of those. I'm gonna pop it underneath. I'm gonna attach that. And then I'm just gonna keep building on top. And there we have it, guys. Now I did fold along some of these score lines, so I folded down the middles here so we can have some dimension. But it is ready to go. Ta-da! And yeah, I hope you guys liked this tutorial. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!